Okay, Alpha Core is the new comic book coming out of Rippaverse Studios. Okay, everyone knows ISOM. ISOM did incredible. ISOM #2 did incredible. Well, today they released Alpha Core, and I'm gonna play the teaser trailer that they played the other day, and then I'm gonna show you how freaking good that they're doing, because this is absolutely bonkers.
I love the trailer.
It is very cool. All right, and here it is.
The pigeon verse.
Wait, it's a cartoon?
You'll see.
This is a teaser for it.
Yeah, they should make it. I hope they make it.
I agree.
Oh, this is nice looking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Oh, this part. This is it.
So good.
Rippaverse Studios.
Dope.
That was fire.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
The animation's great.
I wish they
that
would do
is-
that.
Engine was fire.
Roses.
Give us a
Yeah.
season of animated episodes. That'd be awesome.
For real.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, let's be real. They're seemingly doing really well. All
Oh, yeah.
right. I mean, if you look at their campaign,
Yeah.
look at this. I mean, this is like today. All right, over
The goal was
$500,000.
Flash in the
already.
pan. Flash in the pan,
Oh,
guys.
yeah,
the
right.
third campaign. It's done massive numbers. Flash in the pan. Okay.
That shit is crazy.
Look at that. That is just insane. $500,000 in total sales already. Not even a 24 hours. Okay.
Damn.
Alpha Core #1. Let me just read about it a little bit, just to give a little. Says the short story here. Alpha Core #1 is the first story set in the Rippaverse, written by the legendary Chuck Dixon, with iconic pencils by Joe Bennett and lettered by Eric Weathers. This 96-page graphic novel is a ride that will leave you on the edge of your seat with cover-to-cover intrigue, action, and suspense that you won't want to miss. Let's see. I'm just going to read this. Through the affluent city, Floorspark is not without problems. The Floorspark police are very capable of handling formidable threats, but accepts still exist, and some of them have the worst of intentions. And that's why they need Alpha Core. The Accept team, known as Alpha Core, is called in to take care of Accept-related problems that the Floorspark police are too outgunned to handle. But not everyone is a fan of their superpowered heroics, and not all of them are on the opposite side of the law. So when a thwarted bank bombing launches an investigation that spins into a string of murders by Accept, Brian Solari, Braxwell, and Ingrid Valdez must work alongside fans and non-fans alike to uncover the mystery of who has been the puppet master pulling the strings behind these crimes. How does Alpha Core operate? Who is on the team beyond our three main heroes? And who will they discover is behind the recent string of felonies? Find out in the pages of Alpha Core #1. Pre-order your copy today and be amongst the first to dive into the adventures of the team that patrols the streets and skies of Floorspark. Alpha Core. Awesome. I love
That's
this.
crazy. So
Sounds
it's like
freaking cool.
It's a universe. Okay, now I get it. I didn't understand what was happening. So this is like in the same world as ISOM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fire.
Dude, art is
Dude,
so
the
good.
art-
Like, take
art
this
is-
art.
I was just thinking that.
Take
The art's
this
amazing.
art
The
and
comic
compare it to
I think it's
90% of the art that's out there now. In the main,
Yeah, that's the
So
thing.
good.
the comic
It's
book
kinda
industry's art is trash these days.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So it's like I heard a bunch of people that complained about this. By the way, I find it really funny how people complain about the Rippaverse. Like they'll call it the rip-off verse. You know, it's like because as soon as
I don't get it.
well, it's because it's easy. It's a black person who is independently owning their own comic book. It's super easy for the left to be upset at this guy because he's
Is this a
not
full
doing
trailer?
it for them.
Ooh.
He's not doing it for their group. And so really it's like the whole argument isn't to do with him being black or him to being, it's just to do with him being independent and saying we're going to have a like substitute. Like it's going to be, you know, like the same thing as if you can't trust your soda, we're going to have an organic soda alternative. And so it is, in a sense, like it's funny when they call it the rip-off verse because he is trying to come up with something that is at least at the level of what he remembered comic books being when he was a kid. And so it's actually but from there, it's like a Walt Disney guy because he's not making up every story. He has other people. He's just making a venue for people to come. It's the same thing when Image Comics happened in the 90s, right? So it's like it's a really beautiful thing.
People are so backwards now. Like they think that if you make a comic book, it's a ripoff of all of the only comic books that they're in their heads, DC and Marvel. When they don't realize that DC and Marvel started somewhere when they made their own characters up.
That's calling it a ripoff means it's authentic.
Hold on, my favorite comment that I've seen so far is that someone's like, "Oh, it looks like a generic superhero because they couldn't afford the Marvel." Like IP or like the rights to do a Marvel thing. And it's like cheap. So what, it has to be Marvel to be a comic book?
Exactly.
Like, wait,
exactly.
Yeah, like what? What are you talking about?
The only options in their heads are the ones that the corporations that aren't even DC or Marvel anymore. They're the ones ripping off their own shit.
Right.
They're not those anymore. Those are the only ones that are in your head that qualify as an actual comic book. Instead of the innovative person that goes out there and makes his own story and builds his own company. Fuck you. You're dumb. You don't actually care about comic books. You don't actually know anything about the comic book industry. You're a sheep.
So so there is a longer trailer. This one's actually 2.5 minutes long. And I'm interested because if you
I felt like it was kind of a
like if you look, there's like a mini
animated
little
cartoon.
Story.
Dude,
so I want to watch it.
They're really making this.
We could watch this, right? I think we can watch this. Let's watch this.
Floorspar can be an unpredictable city. Affluency doesn't mitigate its problems. In some ways, it amplifies them. This is why we're deployed.
This is crazy.
It's so good. This is so good.
I mean, I'm
this is
jealous.
like Justice League Unlimited.
So jealous that I didn't
back
make
in the
this
day.
myself.
Better days.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It's like Static Shock.
Dude, quality.
This is fucking crazy. It's beautiful.
I would be so stoked if I was a kid and I could watch this on TV.
Yeah.
I'd be looking forward to
Then
it.
why are we just now debriefing?
This mission is not complete.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Only know of our lack of data.
This is just a demo, too.
Valdez, I'm aware
their
of your
pitch.
investigative talents. Braxwell spoke highly of you, and that's why you're on this team.
What blows my mind is just like, it's woke enough, you know? It's like if you put a chick in it and made it awesome.
Like Justice League. Wonder Woman and Justice League Unlimited was fucking awesome.
But there are those with abilities.
Dude, this scares them because it solves all of the problems.
Some believe themselves to be good. Others don't even attempt to act as if they are. Either way, we're involved.
This art is
Not
crazy.
everyone will agree with our
Yeah.
stance. But that can be said for anything. May I remind you both, we're Alpha Core, and failure is not what we do.
That nigga flies?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even
If
realize
anybody
he was
wondered where all the money went from the first campaign, I think we see that. That's where it went.
Wow.
And just can't wait. So as they get more and more writers, just
everything's
writing for
clean.
them.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
beautiful.
That was great.
Everything is
That was
clean, bro.
friggin' so good.
So watch
Wow.
next year, Rippaverse next year. You're gonna have writers that used to write for DC and Marvel. They're gonna be writing for Rippaverse, and that's gonna be the first step. And when you start seeing people that are familiar with that are writing, you're like, oh wow, I can't believe that they let me do my own comic I've always wanted to do. I didn't have to do a Marvel or DC thing. You're gonna see that happening. I think it's gonna be very quickly. This is gonna become on the level of what we used to think of as DC and Marvel, like for public in general.